What's up guys, it's Diesel Doug. Sorry I haven't done any updates on the 79 in a while. As you can see, I picked up another project. Most of you know me for my big white OBS. Sadly, I ended up selling that. Price was right and I had 2 more trucks lined up to buy it or replace it, so it worked out. I ended up buying another crew cab long bed OBS. So doing another build, and I picked up a wrecked 6.7. So we're gonna do a heart transplant and axle swap into the OBS. I've always wanted to do a 6.7 OBS, and my other white truck was just too nice to cut up and tear into. So I got the OBS pulled outside. I'll do a video of it here in a second. And if you didn't know my old white OBS, I'll throw a video of that up at the end too. So this is the new OBS build. It's a 1996 F350 crew cab long bed. It's got a 351 Windsor right now, 2-wheel drive. Truck runs and drives. It's a really nice truck, super clean. It's getting 2011 F350 axles, 6.7 swap. All the Super Duty interiors going in it. Got the truck. This truck's from Georgia. I went and picked it up in Southeast Ohio though. Spray-in bed liner, Line-X spray-in bed liner. It's already got a gooseneck ball hole. Already got some Super Duty parts in there. But I'm not gonna paint it right away. I'm gonna do the axle and motor swap. Just drive it the way it is for now, because I want to focus on finishing up the 79 this year. So, the truck is super clean though. Don't see these up here in Michigan. And the second truck I bought was the 6.7. It was a full, complete running driving truck, but I had no use for the body, so I stripped it all down, sold the cab, doors, bed, a couple other random things here and there. But I mean, parts sold quick off that thing. I sold everything in like the first week. Maybe I was too cheap, but made pretty decent money back on it. So I don't have too much into this whole drivetrain and axle swap. So yeah. I got a couple of videos of that truck before I tore it apart, not many, but I'll throw them in here just so you guys can see what it was. So this is the current status of the 2011 F350. Got everything, the rear axle's ready to come off, all the bolts are loose. It's just sitting there until I get the motor out. Got everything off the frame except for the brake lines. Got the fuel lines pulled, all the harnesses pulled. Trans is ready to come out. It's just sitting on the cross member, and got a couple bolts in the bell housing holding it on. And then I got the intake off the motor right now because I was doing high performance weight reduction, and of course the motor wasn't warm, so snapped both the EGR bolts off. I soaked them with Croil for like 2 or 3 weeks multiple times, and it's still, they would not come out. I've done them before, had them walk right out on all the other trucks I've ever done, but those two just weren't having it. We actually snapped extractor trying to get them out. So the manifolds are cheap, so I figured the only thing I'd have to do is pull the turbo out, so I'm just gonna replace that manifold while I have the motor out. But, yep, you see the frame damage here. That was really the only damage the truck took. I mean, obviously the radiator and the hood got destroyed, but AC condenser was still fine. The fan had one little crack in it, you know, nothing on the motor got hit, so yeah, the frame took a pretty good hit. Guy ran off the road and hit a stump. Back here got kinked too. I talked to the owner of the truck, found his business card in the back, and yeah, he said it was a great truck. He drove it all the time, pulled 40-foot goosenecks with it all the time, and said he's never had any issues with it, so should be a good donor truck for the OBS build. It was FX4, so it's got 373 gears. It's got the electronic locking rear differential, so should be a perfect donor for the OBS build. So I haven't got to work on the 79 too much since the last video, but I got the doors on. I mainly put these on because I knew there was an issue with this door opening here. This cab was hitting the front when I got it. So between this point and the B pillar, this door opening is about a 1/2 inch shorter than what it's supposed to be. So I took this to a collision shop. They're gonna pull it for me. They said it'll be no issue for them. But yeah, right now, the way this sits, the door actually overlaps the B pillar a little bit, so it won't shut all the way. But still have the seats just sitting in here. Got the dash all mounted up. I got the body mounts made. Custom front and rear body mounts. That was another thing I was waiting on forever, was the bushings, but yeah. So those will get welded onto the frame in the front. Got the year on the front and back of them. And the rear one, it's gonna be hard to see right now, but basically, this is the rear one. This is my cardboard template I used when I made it. So just picture this out of steel. It goes all the way across the frame. It has body mounts on both sides. See if I can crawl under here so you can see it. So you can kind of see it under there. Goes all the way across. That's gonna get welded onto the frame also. I did end up picking up some new wheels and tires for the 79. I got some 24x14 American Force blades. They have, it's a metric size, but it's like a 38x14 Turo Trailblade XTs on them. They're in great shape, but you know, I honestly don't care for these tires too much. So worst comes worst, I'll run them for a little bit, but more than likely I'll end up taking those off and going up to a 40-inch tire, mud terrain, probably go 15.5 inch wide. But yeah, I've always loved these American Force blades, and these popped up local on Marketplace and couldn't beat the price. So yeah, they're 8x6.5 lug pattern, so I'm gonna have to swap, get some adapters, probably go with a 2-inch shifted industries. So the truck is gonna be very wide with 2-inch spacers and 14 wides. But I love these wheels. So some other good news for the 79, I picked up a couple new sponsors. Mishimoto jumped on board. This is the silicone hose kit there, and I have an aluminum radiator on the way. And I also got a sponsorship from Kill Devil Diesel. We're still kind of working out the details on that, but glad to see some companies jumping on board with this thing. Still got a couple other companies I'm working with, trying to get some more parts on this thing, but really just trying to go all out on it. So anyways, that's where I'm at on both these projects. Gonna try to get that motor and trans and axles pulled out of that thing so I can get that frame out of here real quick. Might actually do that today. But in the 79, I gotta keep moving on, get those body mounts welded on, and get the drive shaft shortened and hook up the front brakes. That way I can take that thing to the collision shop and get that cab corner pulled. And when it comes back, I'll probably take the front end off and lift the cab back up so I can get the firewall welded in, and who knows, maybe start doing body work on it. But yeah, if you got any questions on either one of these, just comment below, and I'll try to keep posting videos, answering any questions you guys have.